Hello, I'm Janice Griever, and you're watching The Big Deal on My Big Startup. I'm joined in studio by Albert van der Eerd, co-founder of mySOS. Welcome back, Albert.
Thanks.
All right, Albert, so now I'm interested in knowing, so you've already established your app, and you from the sounds of it, are making quite an impact in people's lives already. So what's next for mySOS?
Well, the next is a development which, as usually goes with developments, took us a lot longer than we expected. But it's ready, it's available, and it's this little guy here. And okay, on the packaging, it's quite difficult to see, but it's a mobile panic button that you can carry on your person. It could either be on a belt clip or on a wristband or on a keyring holder. And the reality of certain type of emergencies, I call them hostile emergencies, is that you can't touch your phone. That's the first thing that's taken, or that people won't let you touch. So if you're in a hostile emergency, or if anything happens, all you have to do is press the panic button for 2 seconds.
Okay.
This will communicate with your phone and will activate an emergency on your phone. It works via Bluetooth, and if you look in the app, you'll see that it's already busy activating the emergency.
So what type of emergency does that activate?
Well, it actually tells everybody it's a panic button.
A panic button, all right.
A panic button emergency. All your emergency contacts, as I explained earlier, are immediately notified. So that, we believe, is an extremely powerful addition to mySOS, where the first phase of mySOS were only emergencies where you could activate was where you had access to your phone. Now you can actually remotely activate these emergencies.
Wow.
Target markets for us, well, any place where somebody feels unsafe. I mean, the size of the button, you can see it is extremely small. You can hide it on your person, in your purse, on the belt clip, beneath your shirt. And that enables you to remotely activate an emergency in an event where you feel threatened or are being threatened.
Wow, I think that's very necessary, because you can't always access your phone,
Yep.
A lot of the times when you're threatened, the first thing that a criminal might take is your phone,
Yep.
To ensure that you're not in contact with anyone. So your app is a free app, right?
The app is free to download. All the functionality that I've shown you so far is free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is the panic button, of course, is an extra hardware item that you can order through the app, and there's a once-off payment required for the panic button.
Okay, so what's your biggest revenue driver then? Would it be the panic button? Is that where most of your income comes from?
The revenue model we follow is twofold. One would be the panic buttons, but in the app itself, and as I explained for the events and the entities where I'm just going to clear this emergency here that I can actually demonstrate this on the app itself. So, as I explained earlier, the dedicated buttons that you see for events or companies, we follow a business-to-business model. So should an event or an entity want to use mySOS, there's a small payment from their part per user. So the app stays free to the end user, but the business entity that wants to drive this extra functionality, they carry the cost.
I see.
On behalf of the
I
user.
see. So it's for the ads also to get their name on your app. That's where the revenue comes from.
Yes.
I see. Okay, lovely. So how do you measure success then? Because there's the revenue part of it, but you also said that you make a very big impact on people's lives, and that I'm sure makes you feel good. So what is success to you then?
The problem is with feel good is it doesn't put porridge on the table, and it
doesn't pay bills. Yeah.
Success is, well, measured on two levels. And I think particularly in the mobile space, it's become a lot more challenging. So the one area for us is obviously subscriber numbers. But pure subscriber numbers is a very misleading term, and you'll probably find, if you look into it a little bit more careful, that a lot of players have moved away from just pure subscriber numbers. Because I would have somebody subscribe, look at the app once, and never use it again. So the challenge is subscriber numbers, but how many people are actually using your app on a fairly regular basis? And for us, that's actually quite a big challenge, because emergencies don't happen every day. Thank God.
Thank
for
God.
that. So that's why we added a lot of extra items in the app to actually drive that recurring traffic to the app. And I'm glad to say that we're actually seeing that the number of recurring users is much higher than I'd actually anticipated. From the stats we're seeing, we're sitting on sort of average 800 to 1,000 daily users of the app, which really surprised me. And I actually had to verify it from another channel too, because I thought, this is... So yeah, we're very happy for that. Second part is financial, obviously. Financial, we're not yet at the point where we're happy with the revenues we're generating. The panic button was launched in the last month or so, well, in the last month on the Android side. So that for us is the big drive at this stage, getting the panic button out, making people aware of that functionality, and spreading the word.
So you said you're not happy with the revenue yet, and it's been going for 3 years now, right?
Yeah.
So are you profitable yet?
No, we're not profitable yet.
How long do you anticipate it might go on this way? And how are you funding it currently?
Well, that's the first part of the question. When do we expect to be profitable? We definitely aim to be profitable within the next 9 months.
9 months,
that's, to get to break even.
To break even.
So far, the app's been funded from the founders of the app, and it's one of those difficult debates that any entrepreneur will have. Is what type of funding is best for a startup? And our view at this stage has been, we are in a position to fund it ourselves with the experience and the contacts we've gained over the years. We were able to do it on a very lean basis, so it's not millions of rands budgets that we're talking about. Because if you sell equity, if you raise equity, if you do it in a very early phase of your startup, it means that you have to part with a very big chunk of your equity or your business.
Which is going to be worth a lot eventually, right?
Well, that's always the question, If you are successful, then it's worth a lot.
Yes.
If you're not successful,
good for you.
No, then it's worth nothing. So you need to make the choice, and that's a question where there's never a right or a wrong answer. Each situation is different. What do you think your chances are of actually achieving break-even point and then attracting an external investor? And obviously you'll then get a much better return on your investment. Or if you don't have the funds, you'll probably be forced to go to market or to an angel investor at a much earlier stage. But having 10% or 30% of a million rand is much more than having 100% of nothing.
Exactly, So better to remain self-funded in the beginning if you can, right?
If you can, my view would be yes. Once again, it would depend a little bit on the type of circumstance.
The business model as
Sometimes there's a strategic partner where you've got an opportunity to get them on board early in the life of the project, and that although I'm giving up an excessive part of equity or whatever it might be, long term the benefits are just going to be so much that I can't say no to this opportunity. All
right, Albert, we'll be right back. All right, I'm chatting to Albert van der, co-founder of mySOS, and we're coming back when he's going to share some words of wisdom with all aspiring entrepreneurs. For more of these videos, go to mybigstartup.com and be sure to subscribe while you're on the website. This is The Big Deal. Thanks for watching.